Is the screen visible and my voice audible? Yes, please. Uh, Tomorrow, class is at 11 o'clock in the morning. It is only information, no suggestions accepted. If you can attend, attend. Otherwise, leave it. Not a problem, right? Okay. Fine. Uh, Yesterday's concept only. Uh, with two examples, I want to confirm the concept. Okay, good. Uh, Session tracking. How many steps? Three steps. HTTP session is equal to request dot get session. So session creation. Third one is ending the session. Ending the session. Data management in session scope means adding data to the session, removing data from the session, updating the data from the session, retrieving data, all CRUD operations Sir, tomorrow 11 o'clock in the morning, please. I know whatever it is, please. You feel that you leave it. You cannot attend, please leave it. Okay, it's not so great a topic tomorrow. It's not a great topic tomorrow. Just JDBC related. If you can attend, attend please. Otherwise, leave it. Okay. So, uh, ending the session, we'll see in the examples the second story. Already first story I explained. Yeah, same link. With the same link, you can join, please. Link is the same. Okay, good. Uh, those who did not attend the class yesterday, if you are attending today, it is a serious joke that you will understand today. First point is that. Better log out and enjoy something. Okay, very good. Yesterday, I explained the first thing. How to share data in session scope. Very simple. Store the data. Session dot set attribute. Request dot set attribute deletion remove attribute. So retrieval get attribute. Like that, some methods will be there, please. 11 a.m. Indian Standard Time. I'm in India, please. Okay, fine. Uh, ending the session. Yesterday, one of you were asking, sir, how to the end the session like? Session is ended in two ways. In two ways, session is ended. One is session timeout. Session timeout is one way. Another way of ending is user explicitly logs out. If logout option is given in the user interface, user logs out, session will be anyhow explicitly ended. But session timeout also will be there. So today, few minutes I will be highlighting. Today I am planning to show you two examples. In front of you, if I develop the code, more clarity will be there. But I cannot give two examples. Therefore, I already prepared the example today, two examples. I deployed them also. I already uploaded today's notes, already uploaded. Okay, so pre-existing notes, by showing the code, I will try to explain. 5 to 10% clarity may be missing, but two examples giving sake, I have chosen this approach. Hopefully, everything you will understand. Session tracking implementation. Okay, how many steps are there? 3 steps are there. First one is session creation. Session creation. Second step is deal with the data in the session. Third one is ending the session. Yesterday I explained the first step. Second step, how to deal with data, nothing. Store the data into session object. Retrieve the data from the session object. Remove the data from the session object. Get total data from the session object. With example, all those things I will show you today. Actual story is how to end the session. One is explicit ending of the session. One more is implicit ending. Explicit ending, implicit ending, automatic ending. For example, user logged in and sent the request. Logged in means request goes. Next service page came. User logged into the website. In the background session created for that user. Response came back also. In the meantime, some mobile phone call has come. If call comes, we forget everything. Na? That fellow talking, did not interact with that website for more than some time. User, after logging in, was inactive, did not interact with the website for some time. That sometime may be 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Busy website, sometimes more than 3 minutes also, they will not allow. If more users are there like. So tell me, after user logged into the site, he did not interact with the website for some time, then what will happen? Container automatically, forcibly locks the user out. It is implicit ending. This is called session expiry or session timeout. Who will do that? Who will do? Container will automatically do. How much time user can be inactive? If it is a Tomcat server, 30 minutes user can be inactive. 30 minutes. But we can change that timeout. Okay. By making a method call as a programmer, set max inactive interval. Okay. I say 300 seconds. 5 minutes I am setting. If user is inactive for 5 minutes, no problem. If it is crossed, that fellow will be automatically logged out. That is called session timeout. In web.xml also we can configure like. Once again, please, it is conceptually very important topic I am explaining. How user session will be ended. User can click on the logout button. Automatically in the background, as that session object will be destroyed. That is called explicit ending. Sometimes user logs in but will be inactive, will not be interacting with the website for some time. Then what will happen is container automatically destroys the session. But login time, session ID came to the browser. After half an hour, mobile call ended. Again, this user interacted. Request will go to the server. Yes, session ID will go. But at the server side, matching that session ID, no session is there. Through method call, as a developer, we can verify. Is it session ID valid or not? If it is invalid, if condition, that also I will show in the example. And you send the message. You're timed out, you have to log in again. Sometimes you get the messages when you're doing online banking and all. So like that. Okay, very good. So this is a bit of what? How to end the session. Like how to end the session is the story, please. Fine. First, and one more point. Which is the servicing method in a real-time servlet? Which is the servicing method? Please remember, in real time, a servlet, if at all written, my servlet extends HTTP servlet. Only in classroom example, we are writing generic servlet. Never ever in real time generic servlet is used. Generic servlet has a child. That child is HTTP servlet. Always our class must inherit from HTTP servlet. I explained for 20 to 25 minutes this in one session. Now tell me which method you will be writing. Public void do get HTTP servlet request, comma, HTTP servlet response. Or you write do post. Request object and response objects only arguments. But do post or do get is the servicing method. You never ever write a service method. If at all in your lifetime as a Java professional, any servlet writing, maybe in the interview requirement may be there. In the project, you may not need to write. Then you write a servlet, extends HTTP servlet, either do get or do post. If the client request is get request, do get method is executed. If the client request is a post request, do post method is executed. Over. Now let us see one example. One example we are going to observe, please. Just 1 minute. Yeah, let us come back. Yesterday explained concept. Two examples I am going to show, please. Okay. I am going to show you two examples, two concepts. I mean, session tracking single concept, two examples. Somebody is asking to Eclipse like, sir, so many videos are available. How to develop a Java web application in Eclipse. You Google search, video will be available. Watch it. If I have to use Eclipse means I have to develop the application now. Please remember, concept is important. When you are attending further high-end classes, you will be mastering Eclipse. Okay, fine. Now, uh, so Java web application in which data, some username is shared in sessions. That's all. It is not a great application. Second application also I am going to show you. Java web application in which shopping cart is partially implemented. Shopping cart means full payment gateway, credit card or debit. Now that much no, but definitely adding the item to the cart, removing the item from the cart, checkout, showing all the items. That is possible only through session tracking. Okay, these two examples I am planning now. Already developed them, deployed them. Let me try my level best to explain you. Okay, first I will be concentrating on this one. Java web application in which data shared in session scope. Session scope application. In that WebINF, SRC folder, classes folder, lib folder. Okay. One HTML will be there, user.html. Two servlets will be there. Source servlet.java, target servlet.java. Of course, two .class files. Source servlet .class file. 1 hour ago, I developed them, so I remember all the things. Of course, user.html, we should copy into the root folder. Web.xml. Very good. You know what is the plan here? What is the idea? One screen will be there. User will enter the username. Some name entered. Very good. When user submits the form, control will go to one servlet. This servlet is source servlet. You know what this source servlet will do? It captures the username, creates the session object, stores that username in the session object. That's all. And what response it will give, it gives one hyperlink to the user. Hyperlink. Okay. Click here for username, something like. Now tell me, what does a source servlet do? It captures the username, creates the session object, stores that username into the session scope. How? Calling the set attribute method. Finally, what output it will give to the user? What output it will give to the user? One hyperlink it will give to the user. That link will point to next servlet. Please remember, cycle is complete. Cycle is complete. Okay. Cycle is complete means browser disconnected from the server. Now, exactly what happens is, when user clicks on this hyperlink, the link is pointing to the second servlet. Now tell me, second servlet, what it should do? Very simple. It should get the data from the session object, retrieve the username, send the name to the client. What is great here? No. Cycle complete. Same session object is shared. Let us see what exactly the story is. Okay. Let me show you that web.xml. Very simple. How many servlets are there in this? Source servlet, target servlet. Every servlet should be registered with the container. Registration name is for servlet name, source. One more servlet registered. Every servlet should have public URL name with servlet mapping, Now tell me, what are the three names of the first servlet? Registration name for, class name source servlet, public URL name /source. What are the three names of second servlet? Registration name is 5. Registration name is 5. Class name target servlet. Public URL name like that. Okay. Now, okay. HTTP localhost / 8081 / session scope application / user.html. This is the screen. User entered some name. User entered some name. Some name is entered. How to generate this HTML? What should I say, right? This is the input screen. Form created. Action is equal to dot means current application /source. If the form is submitted, control will go to who? Source servlet. But important observation is, in the form tag, Did I mention method anything? Method is equal to, did I say get or post? No. If I don't mention anything, request will be get request. Now tell me, the moment user submits this form, where the control goes? Where does the control go? Control goes to the first servlet. Observe, first servlet has given this output to the user. One hyperlink is given. Okay, but on the server console, okay, some 3 lines of code I printed, session ID printed. Is it a new session? True. What is the default timeout period? 1800 seconds. Don't think you are not understanding. Once I show you the servlet, you will understand. You know who inspired me? One of you asked me that day, sir, how does that session ID look like? That day I cut without talking because we are no way concerned. It is internal affair. But in the session object, there is one method called get ID. It will give you the ID. What we will do by looking into? Nothing. But just I printed like. Tell me, when user entered the username and click on the button, where the control goes. I already told you. If I develop the code totally in front of you, some more clarity will be there. But 2 examples we cannot see. That is why I have chosen to show you the already existing example. Observe, I am writing the servlet. This is the servlet. Incoming request is which request? Get request. Because if method is equal to post, then only request will be post. I did not mention the request type in the form. Therefore, request will be get request. Therefore, which will be the servicing method? Do get is the servicing method. Okay, okay. Now tell me, in this servlet, what am I doing? Very simple. Capture the username, create the session object, store that username in the sessions. That's all. This is the main thing, please. Tell me what the source servlet is doing. Already explained some 20 minutes ago. Capture the username, create the session object, store that username in the session scope. These 3 things for your understanding sake I wrote. Actually not required. Okay. Now, so please try to understand. Please try to understand. First time control went to whom? To the first servlet. Captured the username. I entered Rao. Okay. Created the session object. First time, na? Is it a new session? Yes, it is a new session. That is why what is printed? Session is new. What is the default session timeout? 1800 seconds, means half an hour. Okay, okay. Now, I am printing what is the session ID. Just on the server console, they are printing. Now, 14th line, I am setting the session timeout for 3 minutes. Like, very good. Tell me what output I am generating from this servlet. I am creating the hyperlink pointing to the second servlet. That's all. User has got this hyperlink. Tell me invisibly, what came from the servlet to the browser? Session ID came to the browser. Session ID came to the browser. Now if I click on this, you know where the control goes? Where does the control go now? It goes to the target servlet. Tell me, target servlet. Eighth line. Is brand new session object created? No, no. Brand new object, session object is not created. Why? Because when user clicked on the hyperlink, okay, that session ID previously received by the browser, it will be resent to the server. Na? Therefore, already explained yesterday, any session ID coming now? Yes, coming. Is brand new session object created? No. Old existing session object reference only returned, please. Now observe, I am printing get ID. And is it a new session? False. New session? False. Look at this. First time it was new. Now tell me, is that session second time new? False. But compare first time created session ID, second servlet sharing session ID, same. That is what. That's just idea sake only. You need not do this coding at all. So the point to understand is, okay, when user clicked on that, what is the second servlet doing now? What is the second servlet doing? Getting the reference of existing session object, verifying it's a brand new session, no, and retrieving the data, session dot get attribute. Sir, why you have called this method? I told na. After 3 minutes, if user is interacting with the website, na, that session timeout will happen. Na? How to verify? How to verify whether incoming ID is valid or invalid? One method is requested session ID valid. Just idea sake I mentioned. Okay, that's all. This is just session scope concept. Next example I will show you. Shopping cart example I will show you. Tomorrow, 11 o'clock, JDBC related concepts I will be explaining. One is connection pooling. Another is something callable statement or something like. Conceptually, connection pooling very, very important. Callable statement, some idea you will have. Okay, very good. Tomorrow, 11 o'clock, Indian Standard Time. If you don't attend also, I don't think you lose a lot. No, no. Okay, if you attend, definitely you will get a very good idea. Even if you don't attend also, I don't think you miss that much. That's it. For those who are unable to come tomorrow, today is the last day of the batch. Already I uploaded the today's notes. Very good. So this is the story, please. Any questions on this example, you can ask, please. After that, I will go to the second example I will show. Any question on this example? You can ask any question on this example. So, no questions on this example, it seems like. Okay, fine. Now let us move on to another example, please. Okay. What is that another example? This is the example. Observe. HTTP localhost 8081 shopping cart application shop page.html shop page dot html. Nothing. See, one page came to the user. It is not a real-time project now. One only product code I am showing. Image can be displayed and all. I am selecting product code, product quantity, four items of that code I am selecting, add item. Observe, same page has come after add item. If you want to see that, show items, product code 102, quantity is 4. Want to shop more? Yes. 105, I need 2 items, add item. See, number of times up and down, request going, response coming. But I'm able to get my items. How? I'm implementing session tracking. Otherwise, cycle is complete, your data will be lost now. I'm implementing session tracking. That is why I'm able to track it. Assume I clicked on logout. Thank you, visit again. Now, the moment user clicks on logout, in the background, how to end the session? One method will be there, invalidate, some method will be there, session will be ended. Observe, if I click on that, any item is present? No items because you logged out now, your session total data is lost. Okay. So 103 product code, 2 items. Add item. Show items. Yeah, 2. Now, I don't want that one. I want to say 5 previous one. See that code differently. So updations and all code operations you can do, please. Let us see what are we doing in the servlet. Okay. And a bit code will be bigger. You have to self-understand. Okay. I will not much explain this. I should not actually. It's a crime. First, what is created? Session created. If user clicks on add item, capturing the code, capturing the quantity, storing into the session object, set attribute. Capturing the code and quantity by using request.get parameter, but sharing the data in the session scope, giving the same page to the user. There is one new method, send redirect, same method. If user clicks on remove, some method called session.remove it. Show items, retrieve all the names, some through while loop, get every item. Don't expect this explanation. Promise, I will not. This is called checkout, item checkout of your shopping cart. All the items it will display. If user clicks on logout button, session.invalidate. Session.invalidate is the method. The moment user clicks on logout button, you call invalidate method on the session object. This is called explicit ending the session. Implicit ending, how to do? A session timeout. Session timeout way we can end the session link. Okay, so that in the notes you can go through, I explained that. Okay, so please remember how to implement session cart and all. Okay, session simple, create the session, call the set attribute to store, get attribute to retrieve, remove attribute to delete. So like that, you can perform all the operations. So that is useful for your practice, that's all. Okay. That's all, please. With this, okay, whatever I was planning to explain in web application development, web application development, conceptually, how much is required for attending high-end classes, that much I have given, please. Okay. Further, you need not explore anything on servlets. I have given which is required maximum. You try to concentrate further on, okay, web services, RESTful web services, Spring Boot microservices. Attend that high-end class, full stack course, and further you will be learning, please. With this, I end the batch today, servlets and online application development. That's all. But tomorrow at 11 o'clock morning Indian Standard Time, I will talk about JDBC. That's all. Interested, attend, otherwise leave it. With this, session is over. As per my knowledge, batch is also over. Now, if you want, you can ask questions, please. I already shared the note, today's notes. Yes, please. Any questions from your side? Most welcome. The code you watch, I shared it. Okay. You share it and try to explore the code. Okay, that's all. Tomorrow, data source is tomorrow's concept. In connection pooling, data source will come, sir. Yeah, Nalini. Data source I explain tomorrow. That is what connection pooling is all about. Any questions?
Sir, good evening. Manas here, sir.
Yeah, please.
In second example, we have showed right a request dot get parameter p and request parameter dot q.
Yeah.
How do we get it? Here I understood in first
In the
example.
HTML form, drop down box name is P code and quantity name is Q. HTML form, if you see, you will observe, no, sir.
Okay.
We have done username entry time.
Hmm.
So whatever the text box name and request dot get parameter you have to supply, it will come.
Okay.
Like that, nothing else. That session ID will travel as a cookie, please. Cookie created at server side, sent to the browser invisibly. Browser will resend it invisibly. Cookie is a class. Cookie C1 is equal to new cookie. some name, CLR, some name, some data, request dot get parameter. User entered something you want to convert into a cookie. Add that to, okay, response object, response dot add cookie of C1. So cookie is a class in Java x.http package. Any user entered input, you receive it server side, you want to send explicitly to the browser, name value pair. Cookie class constructor takes two arguments, name and value. This is the cookie name and this is the cookie value. It means user entered some preference. I am converting into cookie. I am adding to the response object. This is called explicit way of creating the cookie and sending the cookie to the browser. Sometimes, okay, you have to get user sent cookie back because browser will resend, will resend. So in the request object, there is a method called get cookies. Browser send cookies you can capture here. I am not highlighting that means it is negligible. That is the meaning. Session ID internally container will create as a cookie, up and down it will travel. Any user preferences, user details you want to send to browser only for storing user preferences mostly, then how to create a cookie? Create the cookie object, name value pair. Add that cookie to the response object by calling the method add cookie. Invisibly, this name value pair will go to the browser and get stored in the browser machine. After 6 months also, if user is visiting the same website, browser will resend the same preference to the server. In that place, how to get that again? Method is get cookies. Get name, get value method will be there in the cookie object. You can capture the things, please. Yeah, Aparna Reddy garu, right? For you, I explained. Okay, fine. Somebody is asking, for session, there is no need to write. No, sir. Service method in lifetime, we never write. We should not write. Either do get or do post. Only do get or do post. Never ever service method. Why? Service method takes servlet request, servlet response. But HTTP servlet request, HTTP servlet response are the requirements. Get session method is not there in servlet request. It is there in HTTP servlet request. So in real servlet, always do get, always do post only you have to write. Any more questions?
When we click an hyperlink of so already the HTTP session object is created, right?
No. When user clicked on that hyperlink, click here, get name like.
Yes.
How that hyperlink created? Observe. Anchor tag, href is equal to /target.
Yes.
Means second servlet address written, sir.
Oh,
When user clicked on this hyperlink from the browser, as a session cookie, browser will send the same session ID to the server. In the background, in the do get method of the target servlet, you are writing request dot get session. Tell me, old session object reference is returned or brand new session object created?
it returns the reference of already existing HTTP session.
That's all. That's all. That is why when I called is new, false was coming. Session ID same getting printed. You observe.
Ah, yes, sir.
Is your doubt clear, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, please. Any more questions?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, my question is if I collect
Sir,
the
you are not audible. Sir, you are not audible. Any more questions, please? Or can I sign off?
Will you be taking core Java here in Ashok in future?
Yes, definitely. But contact the management for the batch schedule, sir.
Okay.
Yes, please. Yeah, somebody is asking, Nalini Kanta. Sir, when you are added the data in field and save the data in the database and retrieve in table field. Yeah, then what is the question in that? Nalini Kanta. Session tracking not required is your feeling. Every time hitting the database. Every time hitting the database is a performance problem. Na? Database is always secondary memory. Your shopping cart example, when user is interacting with the website, until your payment is initiated, database will never be hit, ma'am. Remember that. You added one item. How do you know? How do you know user finalized those items or not? See, you are doing shopping. Just think, imagine. Your doubt is when I deal with database, there is no session tracking required now. Is a beautiful, valid doubt. Let me highlight. You went to a shopping mall physically, forget online. You have taken the cart, physical cart or basket, and you selected one item. You kept in the basket. The moment you selected the item and put into the cart or basket, immediately at the counter, will that fellow changing the stock? Original stock, that fellow, is he changing? Please, Nalini, respond. No, na. You keep your item physically in the basket. It is not finalized, na. You may add it, you may some same type, one more you may add, one more you may delete. Finally, when you go to the counter, final checkout time, once your payment is made, at that time, only once database is hit. For payment gateway server, one hitting, and stock modification once hitting. In between things, it is very costly and bad affair dealing with database. Everything should be manipulated in RAM only, in memory only, primary memory only. That is what session object is all about. Actually, very technically speaking, if you are good at core Java, session object is never used as a shopping cart. Hash map is used as a shopping cart. That map is stored in the session place. In this example, I used session object only as hash map, java.util.hash. I mean, as a shopping cart. But in real project, hash map is used as shopping cart because map has so many methods to deal with. That map is stored in session object. I hope I conveyed your doubt, I cleared your doubt. Or you can ask again. I will answer, please, to your satisfaction. Okay. Any more questions, please? One user session ID created once only, not for lifetime. Once user logs out, that is destroyed. When user interaction started, for example, online banking, you logged into your account, your bank account. At that time, in the background, from the database, your username, password are verified. Once you are a correct fellow, next service page is given to you. At that time, session is created for you. Invisibly, your session ID will come to your browser. Like that's all. So within that session, until you log out, your session ID will be up and down traveling as a cookie. That's all. Once you log out, your session ID will be destroyed. No more validity. Okay, so that's all, please. I hope it is clear. Who asked this doubt? And you logged out from your banking site. Again, you logged in. Again, session is created. Again, session ID created. Any more questions? That's all. As no questions, I am signing off.